walk through the door, I'm greeted by people that work in administration, the pro shop, people handling the bags with, "Hi, Dr. Mig, welcome back." And it's people I haven't seen in a year. That makes it very special. You come to this tournament, and even when you don't do well, you come out as a winner. Every day, between the food and the prizes, you feel like you've won, even when you haven't played your best round of golf. There's a real closeness to this tournament. I walk in here, and I'm greeted with a hug. And there's nothing better than that. And that's a reflection of everything about this club.
In the beginning, when I joined, it used to be that old little shack, that we used to have. And the bar was just a small little bar, and everybody was there and things like that. And when they build this new building and new things, of course, it's a hell of a lot better than it used to be.
I know years ago we used to have a dinner dance on a Saturday night. This was a 3-day, I think, a 3-day affair, and this is the old club before they tore it down.
Well, when we first started playing in it, we didn't have that many teams. I remember there were years when the tournament was first started, in the early years. We would not, have anywhere near 60 or 64 teams.
It's almost run the same way as it was years ago, just in a smaller group of players.
We try to, put something into naming the divisions, put something into what the themes are every year, and we try to find out, what works and what doesn't work. We've got outside entertainment. We tried that. We have comedians. We've had magicians. All of that, served a useful purpose at the time. I remember, I think at the lowest point we had 27 teams one year. We had to struggle to make a 4-day tournament out of 27 teams. And that's pretty much when Frank and I got involved in the tournament. At that particular point, we decided if we were going to do a 4-day tournament, we wanted to do something special. As I said, when he and I first started, which would be in the early 80s, and we were fortunate to be able to recruit a good group of people to stop playing in the tournament. Having Frank, as my co-chairman, there was no in Frank Galleshaw. No stopping Frank Galleshaw. Anything we wanted to do, we can get that done. We can get that done. Well, when Frankie passed, that was a tragic event for all of us. We had to get through that, and then the next year, the question was, what do we do with the 4-day, and do we have it? Don't we have it? How do we have it? The more we reflected on it, we came to the decision: what would Frank want? And certainly what Frank would want, he would want it to continue.
Can you name one or two things throughout the years that kind of stand out to you as probably the most momentous?
Well, for me, the most momentous wasn't a moment. It was really the first year that we did the tournament, and you named it, after my father, and basically you memorialized his name with the tournament, which to me was an amazing thing. And I couldn't have been more proud to be in it and to be asked to be on the committee to help out with the tournament. But just that whole week in general was an incredible experience for me as a son, because not only the members, but the guests of this tournament for the past 20 years, they were all coming up to me and telling me what a gracious and wonderful person my father was, and all the wonderful times they had with him. So it wasn't a moment or a memory, it was literally that whole week was an incredible, wonderful week for me and my partner as well. We just had a great week.
He certainly would not be one to say, the tournament should be named after me, but we just thought that naming it after him was just perfect. It was just perfect because it would carry on, his enthusiasm, and his desire to keep this thing at a different level, just the spirit of Frank Galleshaw, and that was an easy thing to do. and people jumped on it, and people continued to support it, and a good group of people that would donate, that would buy tea signs, that didn't mind paying a little more to play in a golf tournament, provided it was a special event, and that's really been our goal as we went along. Continue to make it a special event.
But I would certainly put this tournament up against any tournament anywhere in terms of a 4-day member guest tournament.
Everybody talks about it. It's the best tournament around to play in.
Premier event for us. Yeah. It feels like our Masters, our British Open. I mean, there's nothing you could change to make it any better because it's
perfect.
It's perfect.
The highlight of my career, winning the 4-day member guest here at Kirkbrae and playing in it as a guest for 6 years, and then as a member for 21 years was just the accumulation of a golfing career. Walking down the fairway with the caddies holding your name up on the stanchion was just earth-shattering, I should probably say.
As years went, of course, it's grown to be something. Probably the best run 4-day member guest in New England.
Looking out, anything that kind of sets us apart, sets this event apart from similar events at other clubs in Rhode Island, New England, throughout the country.
It's the camaraderie, clearly it's the camaraderie. But the camaraderie, I think, is what stands out the most.
I think it's the camaraderie. Every year, you see a lot of the same faces. Everybody comes back, and some of the guys you only see once a year, but everybody remembers each other. Everybody talks to each other. Everybody gets along, and I think that's the reason I keep playing. It's not the golf anymore. It's more the camaraderie with the guys.
It's more the camaraderie ship that goes on here is phenomenal. I've never seen anything like that in any golf tournament that I played in. I played in quite a few tournaments, so that is one thing. But it's almost like it's a reunion every year because it's quite a few of the same people every year, and it's this wonderful reunion that we have, and we really enjoy ourselves. And the different things that occur during that week, we try to make it fresh and make it just different. It's not the same old tournament every year.
A guy by the name of Francis T Galleshaw, I think, thought he was a little tough guy. Maybe wrestled at Barville High School, and he thought he was a good enough athlete to challenge me in a wrestling match.
How'd that work out?
I think he got hung off the balcony, I think, and maybe even gave Carlisa a heart attack. That's probably one, and then my younger brother sometimes thinks he can challenge his older brother in a little wrestling match, and he got a wedgie as well.
I always view it's a good tournament, a good 4-day, as long as I go to the Marriott. And I get there, and we're very careful with that. And also, if Barad doesn't pick me up, if I can get through the 4 days without that happening, it's a good one. It's a good goal to have for everybody. My partner, Keith, I have to remind him that the K on my shorts and the K on my shirt is not for Keith. Shiny has to step up this year. This, like you mentioned, we've been in this tournament 8 or 9 years. New swing, new swanky country club on the Cape. It's time for him to step up.
Is there a team you look at and you say, oh, we've got these guys, and you may not even play them. They could be in another division, and you're walking in the door on Wednesday saying, man, I hope these guys are in our division.
It probably won't happen, but just for the fun of it, I'd love to play Studley and Shiny. Just because they can't get out of their own way. And they're good friends, and I think they're one of the few groups that's never made it, out of their flight.
Yeah.
And it usually takes until about second round on Wednesday when they're kicking the shit out of each other. And to me, I would just love to be playing them probably on Friday when they know it's going sideways, just for the sheer fun of it. Just to watch those two bicker like a couple of old women.
Any division that Noddy's in, that's probably where I want to be. Yeah. You?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think Joseph T would be the best place for us to be. Yeah. Play against them as much as possible.
All right, cool.
Can we just play a tournament just against them?
Crossover matches? Can we get the matchup with Joe this year?
What a swing. That's a fantastic swing. That's a great swing.
Great swing.
Mike, you and I have seen people swing for many years. What do you think about that?
That was picture perfect.
Unbelievable.
Him. I like to play him in Lendog.
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
I thought you were going to say you want to play yourself.
But you know, I play with myself.
But the
not
problem
against
is,
myself.
the cart girl has to follow us. That's the only problem. We monopolize her.
Ever since our whole family got into it, it's been quite exciting. I think it was 3 years now. This will be the third or fourth year that we're all in it.
I'd like to play my dad, not because I could smoke him, but I'd like to play him. I think that would be a fun match. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be, that's like the one team I wish we could play.
Yeah, same. I would like to play my dad. They would probably still beat us, especially the way my partner putts.
There is always someone in my division that I look at and say, if I catch him at the end, I'm in trouble. And that's happened the last 2 years because of a shorter, older gentleman.
Yeah. There's a certain guy that you got to be careful of. He brings a doctor with him, although we've never seen his license. And he has something to do with the tournament. They call him coach.
I could care less. The danger in this tournament is Carl Lisa, because he plays from the whites. He's a rat.
And what I do remember is I think I should have won more. I can't understand how I lost 36 times?
36 times.
36 times. Certainly wasn't in a game plan, that's for sure.
He's the danger, not the young guys. The young guys don't win this tournament. The older guys win this tournament. Joe Keane, he's not a young guy. Tommy McCormick's got no shot at winning this tournament.
A few years ago when Dr. Migliori and I were fortunate enough to win, I was paired with some young golfer, McCormick, I think it's his name, Thomas McCormick, kind of a wannabe state guy, plays in these state tournaments. And he really didn't pay too much attention to us for about 10 or 11 holes. And on the 10th hole, on the left-hand side, everybody's probably familiar with probably one of the toughest up and downs. The pin was way in the left-hand corner, had almost no room. And my partner's best game is not chipping. And naturally, I was out to lunch. He was left alone on that hole, and he made a great chip shot within 3 feet and saved the par. And walking to the next tee, Mr. McCormick said to me, you know, we've been looking at everybody else. I told my partner, I think these are the guys we have to beat today. And from then on, he was very cordial.
The same way they told me to put my dreams away, if I ever win this thing, I'm exhuming Carl's body, and I'm gonna slap him right in the face.
We always say it's half a golf course, a golf tournament, it's half a social event. And I think that's what we want to keep it. Today, it's so socially terrific that we don't need outside entertainment. You know, the guys are just excited with what the pro shop's putting on. Games at night, the glow ball games, the boccia tournament, just the cocktail hours, just the camaraderie among the people that are here.
Like you mentioned, I mean, I'm one of the younger, if not like the youngest guy playing in it. So I think just like the fact that all of the older members, they're really, really gracious. They're comfortable with us being around. Everyone hangs out after each night. It's not like you play and you leave. So yeah, I mean, that means a lot to my guy and I that, you know, they're very accepting of us playing in the tournament.
We have a younger generation coming in. I remember growing up here as a kid, and the tournament was mostly businessmen and older gentlemen, and now we have a lot of, you know, call them under 40 members that are playing in the tournament. Is there anything as a veteran of the event, somebody who's seen it 20, 30 years ago, that you could tell them about the fort?
Well, my real feeling is expressed when I would tell someone to savor the moment. This is the finest event Kirkbrae puts on during the course of the year. It's the finest event that I've ever played in, and to have the privilege of winning has added a lot of memories to my golfing career.
And I'm happy to see a lot of guys young guys that want to play the tournament. The only advice I would give them, or hope that I would have, is that they maintain the traditions that we maintained, which is friendships, sportsmanship, and just good golf. But the young guys are going to be a part of this for a long, long time, and I couldn't be happier to see them pull our tradition forward.